like your idea.
You have a quorum.
Yeah. Okay, all right, well, let's start the question, hear the whole thing, and then we can vote on the question because we now have a quorum.
All right.
All right, call to order. Please have this meeting called to order. Public comments, anybody? Mr. Gonzalez, anyone sign up?
Nobody has signed up, but certainly from the public attending, if anyone wants to make a comment or under announcements.
Well, we were scheduled to come to the meeting for the Detox meeting, but it was only Jesse and Tsunami and myself. So
And Anna.
Only Anna. So I don't know, they were, we were kind of waiting.
I ran into Gerardo last week, and he was telling me that there was going to be some monies available for brick and mortar. And so the question we were going to have, or that I had, was, is that something that the city has to apply for?
Yes.
Or is that the way it's going to be? That was the question that I was hoping to get answered.
It's in our meeting minutes.
It's next in the agenda as well, and so we'll address that. Or Madam Chair, we can go down to
ahead.
that item
Okay.
and respond, unless you want to approve the minutes first.
Okay, yes, please. Let's look at the minutes. They were sent to us today by email. I've already read them, but I need someone to make a motion.
Chair, motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Thank you. Have a first. Do I have a second? Second. Call for the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Minutes approved for July 17th, 2019. Now let's go on to the discussion. Dr. Gonzalez.
Going back to the question on the detox, I'm sorry Mr. Montemayor didn't attend, and we'll find out, Madam Chair, because he's critical to give info. But we do have an update for you. And I'm glad Mada's here representing the judge. We had a very good meeting, city officials, the mayor, with Judge Tijerina, and Mada was at the meeting to further our interlocal agreement on the detox. Who's gonna do the brick and mortar, who's gonna do operations. And I can tell you, and Mada, please join in at any time, that both the judge, the mayor, and the city managers are committed to this. And so what was decided is an item is going to be going before Commissioner's Court to proceed with designating the detox as a joint project between the city and county, and developing it's called a local government corporation. We touched on it a little bit last meeting, but now it's going to become a reality. So we're going to form it with, once it's approved by the county, the city will take it and develop the MOU, so both agree, city and county, on who's going to do what. The members would be one. We're modeling after the Austin Travis Sobriety Center. Under Chapter 431 of the Transportation Code, anything that reduces accidents because of intoxication, substance use, improving safety, you can use it. It's very broad. And so what Austin did, and we're following in their footstep, developed the Sobriety Center, the Detox, with the city and county coming together and deciding through their interlocal agreement who's going to do what. What's been discussed initially, and those are the fine points that are going to be developed once it's approved both by the county and the city, in developing the interlocal and developing the local government corporation, is the membership of the corporation, so they can go after monies. And that's exactly what they're doing. They can go after private foundations, business, philanthropy. They can borrow because it's a corporation. They'll have to hire an executive director. In Austin, what the city and county did, they put up both the brick and mortar and operations money for the first 2 years to give the local government corporation an opportunity to develop. What has been discussed here with the county, with the judge, and the mayor and city managers is going forth with the corporation, the local government corporation, and the county looking at them putting in. And based on the initial conceptual design that Gerardo and the Detox work group did, that we're talking about to get it going minimum around 600,000 to 700,000 for brick and mortar and remodeling. the county is looking at that, if they're taking that, and the city looking at the operation side, at least to get it going. We know we're gonna need at least $1.5 million for the operations, for the psychiatrist, the physician, the nurses' aides, the security, the supplies, the medication. So we're looking at that, and one of the venues the city is looking at, and we've had the discussion with municipal court, is that approximately 30,000 citations are paid each month in the city of Laredo. There's a portion that goes to the state, we can't touch that, but there's a portion the city keeps, and that goes to the general fund, that $20, an amount, for right now, let's say $20 of that designation would go to the detox for operations. So in a given year, our projection is that the city could collect 500 to 600,000 a year for operations. It's got to go to council, but those are the plans that are being done. But I think the first step is the interlocal agreement, and both the city and county agreeing to create this local government corporation. Mara, I don't know if you want to add anything?
No, we're going to place an item on the agenda for Monday's Commissioners Court meeting. It'll be for the interlocal government cooperation agreement. And we are also going to get with the district judges, because when a defendant is sentenced, sometimes the schedule fee can go to Crime Stoppers, Las Misericordia. So we want to see if they can incorporate also how the city is doing it. We'll propose to do it as well here for the district courts and for the county courts, and for a certain amount to be allocated to this sobriety treatment program, and that'll be another source of revenue for this program. So right now, what we are going to see if we're going to try to incorporate it into our either bond series, being that the budget is coming up, and have some seed money for at least 2 years. Meanwhile, we start collecting fees from defendants and start fine-tuning everything else.
Thank you, Mara. And as Mara said, the county's also looking at what the same strategy that the city is looking, and seeing how some monies through our court system, through our tickets, that some of it can go to the city. On the city side, it already keeps a portion. There's a max, it's around $200 that we can charge for a citation. Then that's by state statute. And I think $60 of it goes to the state. I'm not sure.
Small percentage.
Small percentage has to go to the state. Then we keep the rest, with about $70, $74. And from that, the early discussion is that 20 of that, it all already goes to the general fund, but the 20 of it would be earmarked for the detox. And so based on how many tickets are given in a yearly basis, we're talking about at least $500,000 to $600,000. And if the county also does it on their side, then now we've got our operations money.
And these are traffic citations?
Yes, traffic citations from municipal court. And we had a long discussion with the municipal court judge, with a couple of council members, the mayor and the city managers, and everybody's on board to move this, because both the judge and the city officials are committed to making this happen. And I can't tell you how, and you all know, and we appreciate the commission did the survey and looked at the priority, and that was a need, because I want to thank SCAN. Our police department took the lead on an initiative citywide in cleaning up some of our areas where people congregate and live. And many of them are using. Some of them are homeless, some are not.
Did they take them somewhere?
Actually, because of the cleanup portion, and Chief, please chime in.
Pretty much what we started was in several phases. And the first one is the cleanup. Since it's a public area, it's an active park, active walking trails. There's a lot of needles, a lot of stuff. So that's part of the thing. The first phase of this is the actual cleanup. So a lot of city departments, we got together to clean it up. And of course, with that comes displacement of these individuals. And that's where we reached out with SCAN and we're going to start, making these I guess, a coordinated joint approaches to them and start offering them some services that are available. But like the doctor said, you know, the majority of these people are not homeless. Probably about 85% are not homeless. They just use these areas which are away from the public eye, dark, secluded, to go and do their habit.
I
And-
saw the lights. You could have
Exactly.
lights, right?
So,
That's good.
uh,
I saw the cleanup on Facebook. The
Yeah, I think
before and
they've
after
almost-
pictures.
almost 7 tons of trash.
Almost 7 tons.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's you know, some cleanup happens monthly, where you ignore it for a month and just.
Imagine.
But-
So it's a project that we've started there because that's the most pervasive and the biggest concern. And that's one of our hotspot areas because these people, they have to score money and they start going into the neighborhoods, burglarizing cars, sheds, and so but the root of the problem is the addiction.
And so, thank you to SCAN. We partnered with them to address the human part and begin to assess and offer services. They weren't there today. Again, as Assistant Chief Maciel said, they'll get displaced, but they went under Bridge 35, and Mr. Manrique with some of our staff went and began offering services. And I don't know if you want to share what you saw, your finding.
No, definitely. Again, the needles everywhere. You know, the conditions that they live in. So we were able to, out of the people that we talked to, one did have a home, but he chose to be in that area because again the access to the drugs, and we were able to get him and another lady where we coordinate to get them placed in a residential treatment center for substance use.
Great.
So I think this is a great first effort, but again, the detox came out because one of the discussions as they're displaced, luckily we had, and that's why SCAN is involved, a facility, but until we get the detox, where do we put them?
Yeah.
You know, we had PD arrested, she's 7 months pregnant, she was
I
part of the
saw
group.
her.
Extensive scars, and so took her to the doctor's hospital this weekend. They treated her, kept her in observation for over 10 hours, released her, and PD then did their follow through and went for her, but took her to the sheriff, and the sheriff released her. My concern, she's pregnant, we want to make sure that she's getting prenatal care.
But isn't it against the law to release her because now it's the baby?
It's a
Turn it over-
liability issue.
Turn it over to Chief.
Yeah, I think the sheriff has a lot of discretion as to who he accepts and doesn't accept in his jail. So
It's not his jail.
It's not. It's the baby's right to live.
Well, we're going after because a lot of people pointed us in the direction where she is because we want to bring her in to test her to make sure we treat her for whatever infection she could have and protect the baby. Definitely she's a user, we already know that, and so the baby will be born with,
Addiction.
we'll have to treat, but we also want to treat her. And so, again, thank you to SCAN because they brought on Mr. Manrique and other staff with our staff to coordinate to make sure we offer services. But again, the need for a detox or a temporary, what is called in many areas a wet shelter. You know, San Antonio has one, Haven for Hope, for those who, so you won't be in the street, but you're on addiction or you're on alcohol and you need a place then you're offered a safe place away from the streets, the parks, the bridges, and then they're offered once, and the next day when they're sober, to start detoxing and treatment and rehab, and it goes in phases. I think that's where we're headed, and thank you to you all to bring to light to our county and city officials the need for the detox center. And so we're going there. I you know, Jesse, you were there, 7 years ago when this was brought up.
I was about to say that just as I'm listening to everything that's going on, the synergy here compared to 6-7 years ago, and what Dano, Mayor Sines, the city manager, what has been done from January to now, and where we're going to, and the agreements that you all are talking about, saying, well, we're going to put this in brick and mortar, we're going to do this. We could never even get to that point. you know, in a year, and now in, you know, 10 months.
Wonder why.
In less. Well, a lot, back then, there was a shift in leadership from the county. There was a
Oh.
previous county judge, Thanos coming in. It was an election year. There was a lot of stuff, and people just weren't ready to commit. They didn't think it was a problem. You know, as big as what they wanted other people to take care of it. But now, and the hospitals were in on it. But now it seems like everybody's in on it, including the hospitals.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so I'm just kind of in awe at everything that's been done. You know, certainly that's a difficult case, a young lady, because there's a lot of detox programs that might be apprehensive about taking a 7-month-old
pregnant,
that's
But it's not about.
withdrawing. She has to be hospitalized.
Yes.
And that would be something that we have to look at as a possibility because we have so many heroin addicts.
What's the difference?
Where can they be placed in a hospital setting to be taken care of? Because this is a baby and a mother, and she has to be detoxed before they do anything.
Well, we're talking to the hospital, but again, this is one case that we know of.
Yeah.
How many do we not
More.
know of?
No.
And again, working together, so on behalf of the city and the county, you know, thank the commission members for taking this on and making it a serious issue that now our officials are saying, we gotta do it. It's not when or if, it's, we gotta do it. And looking at ways to do it.
Tangible ways.
I think in the end, it was just the city, the pressure from the citizens of Laredo that are saying enough is enough.
From wherever.
From wherever it was.
We'll take it.
Wherever it was, I mean, it looks, this is the most concrete I've ever seen it, you know, as you're talking about these things. I'm saying, wow, it looks like it actually can happen sooner rather than later.
And so thank you to also to the Detox Work Group, Madam Chair, because then Mr. Montemayor and the group did develop a
Mr.
conceptual
Montemayor especially,
that's soon as the interlocals are done and the details are written, we have something we can already start using as a blueprint to start that remodeling.
Yeah.
And,
That's wonderful.
And so, again, due to you all's effort, so thank you. And then connect them to services that already are here, like SCAN and Border Region and the other agencies, Pillar, AMA, who are already offering some services. I don't know if there's any other question, Chief, anything to add? But
We did have the one about how we were gonna fix the flow chart.
okay, it's up for discussion.
Gonna start it again, Stephen?
About the what?
The flow chart?
Oh, the flow chart should, I mean, we have the stakeholders here. You guys know better than I do as far as someone coming in. What is it that I need to do if I go, like Paul was saying, you need to make it as user-friendly to the simplest of minds.
Yeah.
If I am here, where do I go? So all I need to do is click. Almost everybody and their mother's on Facebook, and we gotta take into consideration that type of vocabulary and that type of system. You know, some sort of algorithmic mechanism that's gonna make it simple to be just one click will take you to the next step. Then after that, there's another click to go to the following step. I like your idea about not being able to go further until you complete one. Then when you complete the next one, then you're allowed access. Now you're putting it in the simplest of terms like a game and achieving different levels. But in this case, you know, we're just using that simplistic idea and embedding it into something that's a little bit more crucial. You know, but the concept is keep it simple.
Yes.
And Madam Chair, I think we agree on that, and that's why we had the presentation of how to, right now, this is all we can offer. We can still work with some of the positioning, but you all had a presentation of someone to come make it, digitalize it and make it more user-friendly. I would like the providers to also look at it and because they're the ones working day in, day out with the users. And so for them to tell us also what they think of it. But I can tell you that our city managers have approved, after our data systems folks saw the proposal, that they'll come up with the $3,000 to digitalize it.
Wow.
Right.
During the budget process,
Right, of
which
course.
is about to be presented, but they're committed to finding it.
Where?
within the city,
Oh, city.
the city budgets, because that's what the person who presented to you, the cost to digitalize it and make a flow chart and push a button and it takes you to Board of Region, all of that, to make it more user-friendly, he was charging $3,000 to do it. Our information technology folks at the city agreed that it's a good project, a good plan. The city manager, after hearing that, said, we'll put it in the budget. It's $3,000 or $3,400, I think. And so as you have more ideas, and if someone didn't have the presentation, this was done in December, we'll send it to you. But our city staff saw it and agreed that it's a good proposal. And so you still want to make more changes, then let us know before the money is allocated. And right now, it would go to that person who presented. Because our IT folks said it's a good proposal. It makes sense.
Madam Chairman, let me ask this of the committee or the people that put this directory together. How much manpower went into updating that directory?
I know it was Mr. Ali's been
Yeah.
that had his staff, he had
Yeah.
some students, I believe.
Yes, there were some
Volunteers. There were
interns.
some volunteers with.
The
So-
hard part, Mr. Thompson, was developing it. We gotta give credit to SCAN. They developed the original.
Right.
What we did, we surveyed the groups. We did our staff to update their portions.
Right.
Then we had some interns and some social work interns from Westcare that Mr. Arispe
Right.
put together, and then they did it. And then our staff, Andrea, did the final table of contents, scheduling, and to have a final product to go public.
Because my thought was on this, and originally I heard some backlash on it, saying, well, we got the directory, let's just leave it this way and forget about it. But if I'm hearing from the committee, want something that's more user-friendly, I was also kind of thinking, okay, the proposal that we heard from Brian Pilton was supposed to be where providers could go in and update their services on their own time that we didn't even have to pay for anymore. So there wouldn't be any more, okay, well, another year's passed, let's go and update it again, or maybe we're not gonna update it for 5 years, but it needs to be updated. No, and the way it was supposed to be structured was that if a new entry came into being, that entry would be first. So that way, the most recently active service would be on top. So I guess if we're wanting a more user-friendly service, it seems like we already have a solution.
Yes.
We already heard from the solution.
Yeah.
And it even solves another problem, which is this whole mess of updating this juggernaut.
That's the main thing.
And it should be the organization that's providing it because they know it best.
That's right. They know who they're new and who's in, who's
Yes.
out.
And Madam Chair, again, that's the proposal. The city approved it. Our information technology folks and the city management committed to finding the fee.
Okay.
Someone does have to host it to allow the organizations to update. So the city has accepted that our information technology department would host it.
Great.
And so that's
Okay, so now then,
that's one more
the
responsibility.
new budget is October?
The new budget is October 1, and we should know, they're committed to finding, it's $3,400. And so just to allocate it during the budget, and the budget will be heard by City Council the last week in August, presented at the City Council meeting in September, and accepted, because we have to have it ready October 1.
Yes.
So October 1,
That's good.
we'll have the,
Give Mr. Pilton a heads up.
Well, I mean, so he would have to go and present again at that time, or?
No, it's already done.
our
already
IT
done
folks
it.
already saw it and said it was a good project.
We just have to get all the information.
We have it, we have the proposal, so once the money is allocated, then we'll do this, what the city does a contract with him. And so our IT and him will
Be working
work it out.
together.
But that won't happen until after October 1.
But at least we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's coming.
Well, I think we already have something in place right now, which is good because, you know, I think watching paint dry is not very fun, and a lot of people don't get to have access to this, but it would be nice to have a phase 2, and if he could provide that to us in a user-friendly way that we don't have to update, that would be wonderful.
The only thing is, or the caveat that I see with each organization being able to update their own stuff is how many ladles are in the soup pot? How many people are gonna have access?
Well, they have to go through IT.
Okay, so it's not gonna be a standalone thing where
They
me
just have
working out of
enter
my
through a
office can
password.
update
No.
whatever.
You don't think
And I'll
they
have
can
access.
enter through a password?
Yeah, I think they would get the password or what have you, and then once, I'm assuming there's gotta be some kind of vetting process, because you
Right.
can't have Joe Schmo who doesn't, you know, just, he was homeless one day and now he fancies himself a provider the next. I mean, you can't have him logging in.
That
but-
would be
You
like
have to have the
Wikipedia.
company's like ID or something that he represents.
Well, Madam Chair, I think between the contractor who submitted the proposal and our information, those are the details that will
Yes.
work out. It does have to be a secure way, maybe with a password, that the agencies can have and access to update their information, but they'll work that out.
You're right, yes.
They'll work
That
that
sounds
out.
good.
I would, again, like to ask the providers, the counselors, SCAN, Board of Region, our own counselors, to also look at it, because you're dealing, so with the persons who are users, who have addiction, get your input of what you think. And if you didn't see the proposal, do you all have it, SCAN, Mr. Manrique? The proposal was presented, so no, we can send it to you all, so you all can look at it. There's a PowerPoint and the proposal, and the PowerPoint explains everything. Because at the end, you all are working with the users.
Don't you all update the provider directory every year because you have funds for that?
Yes, a coalition.
So Coalition updates it every year.
Yes, they do.
So maybe the task is let the Coalition update it, and they would be the ones that put in the information based on the responses they get. Because I know I always get emails every year from them saying, is this correct, is this not correct? Any updates? And so since you already have a coalition that does that and they do the provider directory, maybe it's just you guys, and you have one agency that's in charge of that, and they can update it.
That would be way easier.
And I think the deal is that once we have this database programmed, your individuals can just enter it into the database and press a button and there's your directory.
Right.
So that there's not really, I don't know, it might save you all some steps too.
Sure.
Okay,
But the bulk of the work has been done,
yes.
just the directory, having it in place.
Oh yeah, we got something in place, yeah. Well, what needs to be done further on that end,
As far as digitalizing the directory, it's approving the allocation of the funds. That'll happen in September. Then in October 1, developing a contract with the contractor and start working on it.
do we need to have a vote to finalize this, or?
You all voted already, it's in the minutes to support it, and ours was presented to the city officials because of the funding part. And they've approved it. So
There's nothing left to do.
Right now,
Watch them do it.
you all voted to propose this to the city, you all liked it, you wanted to do it, and so now was the money part, and right now it's been approved to allocate.
But didn't we kill it at the last meeting though?
No, we'll go back to the minutes, but no, it was pretty, this is why we followed through with the city, and to ask them, because you were pretty clear that you wanted to look at a more user-friendly
Yeah.
directory. Again, I think you all, in updating it and publicizing it is already an accomplishment.
Yeah,
Making it more user-friendly is,
upgrade.
it's an upgrade.
The next step, yeah.
Okay. All right, since we started with B, let's go back to A. Discussion and possible action, detox facility.
We gave that to, Madam Chair.
Yeah, potential funding and all of that?
On the webpage, if I can just go back that, because we went to the discussion of the directory, but the webpage You want to scroll back, Andrea? You do have a webpage now. Connected, when you open up the city's webpage, there is an icon for the Drug and Alcohol Commission. When you open it, there you go. And it's both through the city and through the health department webpage. The two web pages are promoting the commission. That's your webpage, and it's got, as you all had asked, your members, your mission, your statement, a contact number and email, which is for right now, Andrea, she'll capture anything and then give it to the chair to share with you all. And it's got a link to the directory and to the Facebook page. And then you'll be making announcements of the different activities, one of which will be the activity you're having in the mall in September. So it's got a place where it also will be giving announcements.
I'm gonna ask a dumb question, but could we somehow set something up at that event to where they can try getting in,
Interesting.
right?
Well,
Very
that's-
good
yeah,
idea.
Like have a computer set up and just.
Yes.
Show them how to
Yes,
do it.
Exactly.
So easy.
We can set that up.
Oh, maybe we could make it a game. Okay, can you find the page?
Well, Ms. Rodriguez is not
Already
here,
has
Colleen,
On
but
their phones.
she's
Everybody-
actually proposed to make it an interactive family fun to not only look at the whole problem of addiction, but that there's resources, but also for make it fun. So she does want to play loteria, and
She's gonna
and
do
you
the
visit each
loteria.
booth, and then we Ms. Quintanilla just signed a letter you all asked us to do to your either your commissioner or councilman who appointed you, to ask them for the donations, movie tickets, gift
sure,
cards.
yeah.
And as well, the city manager is going to see about what they can purchase too. I think it's a great idea that you're doing it a family fair, but talking about social services, substance use,
Right.
alcohol use, to give out the information that all of the
And so
agencies.
the plan was that it's like a loteria, and they visit every booth that's set up, all our stakeholders that are there, and they get a stamp or a signature or whatever that they've been to each one, and then we have one major prize. Well, they'll be winning, and we can also do it every 30 minutes or hourly or wherever we, so that there can be participation, and they do go to every booth.
Yeah.
That was the idea with Ms. Rodriguez, yeah.
And you all had asked for a letter, so you can give to your councilman or your county commissioner who appointed you. And so Ms. Quintanilla just signed it. We'll PDF it and send it to all of you, so you can give it to the person who designated you to serve in this commission, asking them to to contribute.
Help us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, now we've been coming all this time, now it's time for
Is it-
payback.
Yes.
Is it general where we can present it to somebody else for potential donation?
Yeah, it is headed to the mayor, county commissioners, council members, and city managers, but
Can you put it in PDF so we can change the title there to whom?
we can do that.
And that way
Can
we
you
can
send it
answer.
in Word, and that way we can, if we have
Yes,
potential. we can-
Definitely. We can send it in Word to all of you.
Both the Word and the PDF, we'll send the PDF to the
To the councilman
designated council person and
or commissioner,
Or commissioners,
because we
yes.
have the county
or
too,
commissioner.
and the judge.
You know, going back to this site, I'm just, and I don't think I saw it, I looked at it. Is there an educational component in there where they can look in, someone can look in and get actual facts about certain substances, what's going on here in Laredo? I think that would probably be important, you
Yes.
know? These are things
Facts.
that you all need to know, because a lot of families don't have the facts. And there's a lot of myths, and a lot of people don't realize certain things, and maybe that would be one of the things that you can do.
I was just thinking the same thing, and it should be number 2 under that directory, certain facts, because people need to know what's going on in Laredo, how
Yeah.
many people are dying in Laredo, what are the statistics
Yes.
in Laredo, or nationwide or what have you.
Drugs that are prevalent, what's
Right.
being used.
We can put that both in the webpage, and then it's got a little bit in the webpage about the mission to educate and to grant about addiction, alcohol use, and the services in Laredo, and it gives you the link to go to the directory so you can specifically. It doesn't have stats. We can add that. We can add all.
I mean, just the information component and also links to go to different sites, Samson, NIDA, whatever, NIDA, all these. But you can put the basic facts about Laredo, and then you can put this is what's going on nationally, CSAT, CMHS, whatever you want to do, and you just have those links. But I think it's important for people to recognize what's going on here in Laredo, because a lot of times I don't think they look at the
Realize.
seriousness.
Well, not
And-
only that, but also, and I think most importantly, to assure the public that they're not alone in the problem.
Exactly, and I think the other, the piece that always, whenever I'm working with people, the one people miss how destructive alcohol is. They talk about all the other drugs, but we forget, or people don't know, because it's part of our culture, that alcohol causes more damage to society than all the other drugs combined. And they think, oh, it's just a drink, it's this, it's no, no, it isn't.
It's a
And I always remind people, like, today I was assessing someone, and I pointed out to them, I said, it takes 12 hours for alcohol to get out of your system. You were driving from your ranch under the influence, and I can tell you how high you were based on how many drinks you told me. And people don't realize that, well, I have tolerance. Like, if tolerance is a good thing. No, it's not. And so we forget about that. And I think, those statistics have to be brought to light.
I agree.
I would say on that, that's always a,
And you have shared statistics with us, so
Yes.
you
No,
have them.
No, we have them.
Yes, you have them. So, yeah, that's very good. And if we can have some sort of big sign that says, try it here, for where that computer's gonna be. Otherwise, it's just gonna be
In the
something
corner
sitting
there.
there.
Yeah.
Some sort of sign, even if it's a
Find help here.
poster board.
okay.
or
Just
try it
something easy.
yourself,
Yes.
you know.
Well, is there anyone that could man the area and invite people to come try it out or something? I mean,
Well, we're all supposed to be there as part of the commission.
Volunteers. And, so we can do.
It's on a Saturday, the
From what-
14th.
From what time to what time?
We're supposed to decide that today.
Oh,
And that's the next item, Madam Chair.
We had suggested, the committee had suggested from 9 to 1.
But
I'll give them an
most of them
hour.
are not even up at night.
Well, it'll be from 10 to 12, 12:30. So it'll be an hour to set up.
September
September
14th,
14th.
just because it's around
It's a
the,
Saturday,
It's a
right?
Saturday.
Yeah, they start coming.
It's
Dieciséis
close to
de
16 de
septiembre,
septiembre.
and lots of people are at the mall. And then we're even gonna have a theme of have the booths decorate sort of 16 de septiembre style with flowers and
And
whatever.
that's where the concept of the loteria thing came
Came
out.
in, that's why we said loteria, because it's supposed to be around the 16th of September. But Mr. Salinas, who is the mall manager, wrote back to Ms. Rodriguez and said, I suggest you do it from 12 to 4, because that's when we have the most
Yes,
traffic.
I agree. Everybody's asleep at the other. they're
You
still
know, my wife,
hungover.
she works at Lot Academy, and she actually has a loteria game that she uses to educate parents about substances.
Oh,
Colleen
perfect.
Rodriguez had it. She had
But
a
she's
copy.
not here today.
Mhm.
But that's where we got the
And
concept
so,
of.
so she has that
She has it.
game, and she gives out prizes and everything, and the whole thing is about educating.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
And
She
we
has
like
that.
because it puts it in simple terms, where even a child can understand,
Yeah.
without it being overwhelming, overpowering, or traumatic.
And that way we ensure that they're gonna want the prizes, we can have them up front being shown off or whatever, and that they go to all the booths.
Now, at this point, though, when we're talking about this booth and the fair at the mall and us all being there, I think at this point we need to revisit the shirts again, because
Oh, yes.
I mean, I don't know about
Right.
you, but I mean, if I'm just wearing regular clothes, people are gonna think I'm
Yeah.
just a mall
Uh-huh.
patron, I guess,
Right.
maybe it doesn't have to be a polo or something. Is there like a T-shirt or something? Because I mean, if I'm standing around, I want people to realize I'm standing around for a purpose. You know.
Or we can get together and say, everybody wear a white shirt or a blue or a purple
Well,
or whatever, and
Or
get
a logo like that, a shirt, no?
yeah, that, or if that's too expensive, then we just get a big name tag.
Could do.
If,
Everyone in the white shirt or the blue or the whatever.
Madam Chair, if you want a shirt with the logo, the city does have, I forget the name of the company at the mall. What we did with other commission advisory groups, since we don't have funding for it, it
Up to
comes
us.
out to us, well, it comes up to us for about $40. We'll put in half, if you can put in half.
$40 for the shirt? Oh, we got our uniform shirts for like $5.50 or something, $5 and
Well,
fifty cents.
I mean, that's an option, but if you know somewhere else, definitely, it's up to you.
Downtown. We
It's
can
up
even
to
be
you.
border patrol or police. They have, you know how it has it on the back. Everybody's got something that's not real. Downtown has them too. I mean,
We just ordered them and they take very little time.
where is it?
I'm trying to look
Where it
for
was
it right
$5.
here.
Yes.
You order it online, we got it online, it's called like Wellington, I don't know.
Okay.
They're always
Have
sending us
t-shirts.
Well, see, that's
coupons.
way cheaper and you guys
Do y'all
don't have
wanna
to
go
spend
with
the 20.
polos or T-shirts?
Well, maybe we can email each other as a group to see if we find someone cheaper. I think
Okay.
Ina and San Bernardo has them for like $6.
Oh, that's great. And it's easier to park, right? On San
Really?
Bernardo than downtown?
And the ones I'm talking about, you have to order on.
No, pues then that's something that we can, yes, please email.
So I want to decide on my color.
But,
for the
well,
t-shirt.
let's look at what we have up there.
$8.95 each.
Okay. Laredo Drug and Alcohol Commission. Well,
Yeah, that.
you all want favorite color? Blue, red?
I mean, red seems to go with drugs. I don't know why, but
Okay.
Okay, blood.
Red ribbon.
Right, blood. Okay, let's.
I don't know if the logo would get lost in the red or would accent
No,
it.
not
Maybe it needs
really.
to-
No,
What
not
about a
really.
white or with that on it or?
Well, Mara's very fashion conscious. I think that she should decide.
Blue.
Blue.
If it's something else, then.
Yeah.
It's already a busy logo.
And a light blue or a dark?
Probably a light.
Like the one in the bubble
Yeah,
on the left.
like a teal or something.
Yeah. That's a nice color. And it would stand out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's vote for it then. Everyone in favor of having a blue shirt by September, it has to be by the September meeting.
Yeah.
By the September meeting, and then Andrea, would you please contact us for our sizes and the amount? Okay, everyone in favor, raise your hand.
Is this like an official vote, just the
Mhm.
commission
Yes.
or everybody?
Everybody.
Oh, okay.
We're all gonna wear it, aren't
Oh,
we?
okay, I'm fine.
Whoever's gonna be there so we can all.
We're all gonna wear it so they can approach us, right? Okay. And then anyone opposed? Yay!
We
Motion passes. We are going to have, and it wasn't really a motion, but we will now have the blue shirts, and you will contact the people that are $7?
Yeah,
And then
I'll get a couple of quotes.
Let Andrea know, and
Whoever
when it
finds
goes to all, she's got all the email addresses.
Yes.
I'll just send.
Perfect.
Okay, a question. I haven't told them yet because they're usually voluntold, not volunteers.
Yes.
But I might get my girls to volunteer.
Voluntold.
Would that be an issue if I get them shirts as well?
Oh, that's great.
No?
It's up to you all.
Okay, so when you ask me, I'll send you the sizes for them.
And we need to come pay, where do we go pay? Are you where we pick it up?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's perfect.
And I guess we could,
Places accept message.
Yeah.
and just to keep the shirts generic, I guess we could buy some, we could have some sticky labels to place on the shirts, right? I mean, to designate you as the chairperson.
Yeah, yeah. I would-
Name
what
name
did-
tags.
Name tags.
The sticky
Oh, name
ones,
tags.
yes.
Sticky name tags.
Yeah. What do you think? Yeah.
Sure.
'Cause I don't think we need to put all that information on the shirt. That would just jack up the price.
No,
of the
no,
shirt.
not
Yeah.
on the shirt.
Yeah, no, we can just put it on a tag.
No. No, it's a good idea. We can just
Go on.
have those sticky tags. Hello, I'm right here.
Oh, right.
Okay, so that's taken care of.
Now, what is the design? Is it just gonna be the logo?
Yeah, drug it.
Here in
It's
the
not gonna
front.
say Laredo Drug and Alcohol Commission?
Just going back to like you were saying about those Border Patrol and those with the letters DAC in the back.
Oh, yeah, DAC, yeah. So it'll say DAC instead of that?
No,
No.
I think
And,
we should have that.
That, yes. it
Have the
should be
logo
looking
here,
like
Drug
that,
and
the whole
Alcohol
thing.
Commission,
Yeah.
and then DAC in the back.
No,
Larger
don't add to
letters.
it. It's $7 for something up front. Don't add it to 10 or 12 or what, no. $7.
Okay.
Isn't that like the name of a football player?
Dak,
No,
yes,
but
but
that's
it's
with
with
a
a
K.
K.
Oh, okay. They might think you're Dak Prescott.
We really look like him.
No,
Okay.
I mean, I've seen ATF and then those.
They
FBI
sell it
and
downtown,
all
that's what I was saying. They sell all those shirts downtown, so. All right, then, the webpage is done and our outfits are done for September 14th. And then everyone will be contacted. You have the list of all the stakeholders we're gonna ask to come out and see.
Yes.
We need at least 16 because that's more or less the size of how many booths
The
we can set
courtyard.
up? Right, in the courtyard. It's right in front of Macy's. So we would need at least 16 stakeholders. And the PSA and work group reports. The PSA is already almost finished. It's being edited as we speak. It was filmed what was it, Friday? Thursday? Thursday.
Yeah.
And Stephen got a person, mother of a victim, to speak. And we had a script set up that was followed. And Hillside Funeral Home was nice enough to lend us their hearse. And that was also in the PSA. To make it effective, this actually happened. And now she's also sent us pictures that we can add to the PSA of her son as he's a baby with his mama, and then he's older, and then he's graduating, and then he's dead.
And this is really happening?
Yes,
Yes.
it's real.
Can that PSA be added to this website too?
Once it's done, yes.
All of that is going to be on there. Everything we do, all our PSAs from now on, there can be an archive, and then there can be the latest one.
Great.
That's the way we did it with Kind
That's
Stuff.
wonderful, yeah.
And then when will the PSA be ready?
Well, we're still to coordinate with Eddie. So once, hopefully this Friday, not next Wednesday, and then we'll be.
Great. And of course, we have to thank PAC on our website.
Yes.
Who's packing?
PAC.
Public access channel
Public
from the
access
city.
channel.
Ah, okay, yes.
They're the ones who tape.
Yeah, they have the
Yes,
rep
they're
right
the
here.
ones who filmed it for us.
Thank you.
So then, work group reports. Now, I know you all met at 4:30, and was anything discussed?
Not about this, we talked about a lot of other things. There was only 3 of us there.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
usually what meets with us. when
Yes,
we
but
meet.
Gerardo wasn't there. We looked
Oh.
at the plans and we had some questions, and so we really didn't focus on it.
You just talked, visited.
Visited.
Okay. All right. Well, let's look at the rest of them. It's on the last page you have there. Prevention, outreach, and education. That's we just talked about having the PSA. Intervention, treatment, and rehabilitation. Have you guys met yet, Mara?
We have had a conflict of schedules, but I'll reach out to Mr.
Oh, I'm on the last one.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. All right. Just contact as many as you can and see what day they can meet.
Well, for this one, for the transition aftercare, we'll get together so we can try to make it for maybe the last week in August,
Okay.
if that's okay.
Okay, well then takes care of all 4.
Okay.
Now then we go back to announcements. Anybody? We still have the August 10th. It's this weekend. Who was it? They're having the something for the children and
Backpack giveaway or something?
Oh, yeah.
yes, backpack giveaway and at
The back to school fair, the
The back-
Gateway,
Community
Gateway
Health.
Community Health.
Gateway.
okay. So that's from 9 to I wrote it down 9 to 1 I think.
It
What day?
was 9 to, yes, it's on the 10th of
Saturday.
August, right?
Saturday, yes. It's Saturday, and it's at the Gateway.
Papas. It's on Papa Street, right?
Gateway. I remembered vaguely because I didn't bring my notes. Anyone else have an announcement?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Yes, sir.
The Rhinos Against Drunk Driving are doing their, I think it's the 5th or 6th Derek Trevino Memorial Skate Jam, October 26th, starting at 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And it's just an event where LAD sponsors, and it's an awareness event. Derek Trevino was an avid skateboarding enthusiast. So it initially started where we would have a competition and entrant, they would pay an entry fee. And then we figured, you know what, these kids don't need to pay or don't have to pay, because a lot of people stepped up and said, hey, I'll pay for so whatever. So now we made it a free event. It's open to the public, anybody that knows how to skateboard. We also welcome the public to come out and watch these kids perform. And it's all in memory of Derek Trevino. This is, I think, the 5th or 6th year that we do it, 6th year that we do it. October 26th, 9 to 4 p.m.
Can you send us that?
at
with
Blas Castañeda Park.
Can you send it to us so we can blast it to all the
Absolutely,
members?
yes.
Okay. And explain and give a little bio about Derek,
Yes.
please. All right, anyone else with announcements? Okay, we need a motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn?
Call for the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes, thank you, and see you next month, right before we meet at